All right, let's see. All right, what is going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, just coming back to you all with another live stream. Just making sure everything is up and going real quick. All my windows just got closed out right before going live, so that's always awesome. I had probably 12 different tabs pulled up because, as you saw by the title of the video, we're just kind of working with a lot on our website right now. We've had, multiple algorithm updates. As you can see, we've had a lot of just massive different movements going on within Google search, of course, within Google business profile rankings as well. Thankfully, for the most part, that has actually benefited us. Before we even dive into some of the website stuff, I haven't ran a scan in a while, in a couple days now. And I don't recall the last update that I did for that, so we can go ahead and before we get started, just kind of run a local Falcon scan. And if you all are wondering, what's he talking about and who is this guy? First and foremost, my name is Griffin Thomas. I own a pest control company in the Dallas, Texas area, Preferred Pest Management. We've been in business over 3 years now. And on this channel, I just kind of document my overall entrepreneurial journey. Don't really, have nothing to sell you. Some of you guys have been asking me for like one-on-ones and courses and things of that nature. I've tried to kind of stay away from that for the most part just because there's so much negativity around like people and their horrible scam courses and things like that. But enough of you, have wanted some of that, so I'm putting together just some things that hopefully I can, not have to charge you ideally anything, but, I just have to pass the costs on that, I would incur on that if there is any. I'm still very early on in developing that. The first thing that I'll have for you guys is a Google Ads course specifically for those of you that are looking to start a pest control company, but that's a different subject for a different day. What we're talking about right here with the local Falcon tracking, this is a very cool tool for those of you that don't know. A lot of you guys already know what this is, but I wanted to start here before we start diving into some of the website edits that we're making recently to try to please, the new algorithm update. Local Falcon, it's about $25 a month, and what it does essentially is when you type in for any service, of course, we're a pest control business, so we're looking at terms like pest control service, pest control near me, termite service, rodent control, things of that nature. You essentially get to track each dot is like, if you were standing in this spot right here, say I wanted to zoom in here in Saxe, I could say, okay, right off of DeWitt and Blackburn Road, we're popping up at number, 2 right now. And that's what we're going to check out here. It's been a few days, maybe even a week. I don't think it's been a week yet, but this is just a 7-mile radius. Nothing too crazy. A lot of people, when they show their scans, they're only doing like a 2 to 3 mile radius. I always like to, go out as far as possible that I know I can rank decently, but still have some work to do. So let's just check out pest control service. And one of the things that we notice, with the recent algorithm update for the Google Map Pack side of things is it's very, very fluid now. Business operating hours used to not really be a factor whatsoever. Now they seem to be definitely a factor. I haven't seen anything that technically confirms that, but I can tell from my experience, we've been running scans at different parts of the day with different business hours. For the longest, I did not have 24/7 on our business. We had our hours as like, I want to say 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., something of that nature. Let's see, what is going on? I've never had that happen before. It says scan in progress, so we'll just kind of wait and see what happens there. Man, made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, business hours. So I noticed in the evening we tanked one night, and it was around this time of night actually. It was around 9:30 to 10 p.m. Central Time here in the Dallas, Texas area in the U.S. And I noticed that our rankings just tanked at that time, and I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "We've never been this low in like the last year or so." And sure enough, as soon as I made an edit to our business hours, now I did also drop off. We somehow got put in as lawn, like a lawn care company, and that was kind of messing with some things as well. But so at first I was like, well, surely business hours aren't a big deal or anything, but I wanted to still put them as 24 hours just so we would, of course, get some more leads. And then, I noticed, like I said, what was it? We ran another scan and we jumped up almost immediately. We didn't recover all the way, but we jumped up pretty considerably almost immediately within like half an hour to an hour of making those two little changes. And then on top of that, the next night when I ran, either next night or like 2 nights later, somewhere around there, this is all within the same week, I know. We ran another one at night, and we not only gained back our original positioning, but we jumped up even further to like an average ranking of 2 to 3, which we've never been that high. Usually our average ranking is around like 4 to 6, somewhere in there. And when I say average, it's taking all these points here that you see and just kind of averaging it up. So it was very, interesting just from that standpoint. I was like, okay, well, let's see, is this our new ranking, right? Or, is this just kind of, a mistake? Is Local Falcon not working properly? Let's just see how things go. And we ran one like the next morning or early afternoon, somewhere around there. And we noticed that the rankings kind of started sliding back down. Nothing crazy, back to that average, right around like 5 to 6 roughly of a ranking, closer to our average of what we're used to. So I was like, okay, yeah, maybe that was just, a blip, right? Maybe something was wrong that night with Local Falcon or something. But then I ran a report again that night again, I was curious, just always curious about that kind. I don't know what's going on. Speaking of Local Falcon having issues, they must be having some kind of issue tonight, so we're just not even going to mess with that right now. But back to my, original point on that subject, we ran one later that night as well, and our ranking again went back up even higher to almost like a 1.99, 2.01 average ranking. So another new high in terms of our average ranking. So it was just very, interesting just to see. I was like, okay, there's some kind of trend going on here. So I made a habit almost of just every day, morning, afternoon, nighttime, just kind of seeing what our rankings were looking at. And sure enough, they were fluid. They were moving all parts of the day. Like you don't just have, your average ranking like we've become accustomed to the last couple years. It has definitely, I don't care what anyone says, they are definitely paying attention to your business hours, and not just your business hours, but when is your business getting the most activity? When are you posting the most? When are you getting your reviews? When are customers calling you? When are customers, clicking on your website? Like, they are definitely factoring in all this information, and your rankings are now, they change hour by hour. So it's definitely something to, keep an eye on, if nothing else. How's it going? Let's see. Is the risk worth it? Oh, let's see. Is the risk worth it? I'm worried about not being able to pay bills. Not for a few years, just planning ahead. In regards to what exactly? Sevzo? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Are you talking about like in regards to like starting your business, I'm assuming? Or, what are you referring to exactly? But yeah. To kind of my overall topic too of tonight, one thing that I was starting to do yesterday is trying to make our content on our website more friendly to this new algorithm update within the Google search side of things. But we were running into some minor issues with a new plugin that we were using. I'll kind of just show you guys kind of what we're working with here. I guess I can go to our actual website first. And then we'll go to areas we service. Oops, I did not mean to click on that. I feel like my stuff is lagging tonight. Hopefully the stream quality is doing all right. Says should be doing all right. Let's see. Scroll down here. Yeah, starting a business or no, you're good. Yeah, no, you're good. I had to read it once or twice just because I've been having some spam from time to time hop in the YouTube chat. But yeah, let's see. So is the risk worth it? Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, like as long as you're doing everything calculated, you kind of know in your gut deep down whether it's going to be worth it for you or not. Like I know even people in my own family, they're like, yeah, I feel like I could definitely start a business. I feel like I could be, good, blah, blah, blah. But, there's always the but. I just like the safety. Or, I don't want to, what it comes down to at the end of the day really is you don't want to be accountable to, you want to have somebody, at least this is how I look at it. When people always followed up with but, the ultimate but is I don't want to be responsible for failure at the end of the day. You gotta go in with like a zero options mentality that like I will not fail. And even if I do quote unquote fail, I'm not gonna fail to the level of, just ruining my life. Right. And even if you do, like, okay, like how old are you? Like that's another thing, what's your age? That's one thing that what's his name? Wow, I'm totally blanking. I used to watch him a lot. I don't so much anymore. Gary Vaynerchuk. Man, I can't believe I forgot his name for a minute. He talks about this a lot. Like, say you do fail, right? Like, how old are you? Like, are you 20, 30, 50, 60? Like, even if you fail, you got at least bare minimum 1 to 2 decades more than likely of life to, go back to a normal life. If nothing else, try it. If you fail, okay, you fail. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You have to go work a job again? Like, it's not going to kill you at the end of the day. And that's the other thing is like people make it seem like it's so life or death. Of course, you want to be able to pay the bills and all that. Like I say, you want to do this calculated. I'm not saying be reckless and all this type of stuff, but, at the same time, you don't want to get, paralysis of analysis where you're just nonstop in what is called nowadays entrepreneurship where, you really want to do it, but you just never pull that trigger. Like in my opinion, I would rather, get all my ducks set up in a row best I can. You can only do what you know at the end of the day in terms of setting everything up best you can. And then just pull that trigger. And like we said, if you fail, you go back to a job. Like, I would rather at least die knowing, like, I want to be on my deathbed with as few regrets as possible. Obviously, we're never going to have no regrets, but, I at least want to know that I gave it my all and, I left everything out there on the table. Even if I failed, I can be like, hey, at least I tried, if nothing else. That's just my, little 2 cents on it. So one thing that we, started editing on our website, and we're having to go through and do this on every service page now. Fun, right? Is we've actually condensed our list of services. If you guys remember, I can actually pull up another example because, like I said, we're going to have to go through and do this slowly but surely on all of our, like service location pages and things like that. What's another one? I think, did I do it on Richardson? I only did this on a few different types of pages just to try it out from SEO side of things. Let's see. I think I did it on Richardson. Let's see. Did I? Yes, I did. So see how we had everything, listed out with our hyperlinks to, in terms of like silo structuring our website. It's going directly to our Ant Control Richardson page and then Mosquito Control Richardson's page. And then, of course, we had like anywhere between 1 to 3, sometimes even 4 little short paragraphs, describing that service, mostly just SEO throw up at the end of the day, but still, relatively good content, like nothing like just totally bot made or anything. Did use ChatGPT for the original copy, but went in there and made our own edits as well, of course, because you don't ever want to just copy and paste like that. But you see how much we had here compared to, like, just look at all this that we have here. Like I said, again, most of it just straight up word stuffing, just trying to, again, please that algorithm at the time. So keep in mind just how long that page was. And then, let's go over here to our newer updated, this is our Rowlett page, of course. But same idea, same concept overall, just different town at the end of the day. So pretty straightforward, little, get your form, your information. And now look at our services. We still have it where it's all linked up and whatnot. But now, it's much more concise, straightforward, more very, very user-friendly compared to the old, quote-unquote, platform or page setup that we had. I'm still debating if I want to cut this out or trim this up, this part specifically. If nothing else, maybe throw a picture or two in here to kind of break up the text. Of course, you still got your call to action to get a call as well. We got our YouTube video down here, our FAQ like we do on every page, and then of course neighborhoods we service, linking to the map and all that good stuff as well. Like I said, probably not even done trimming this in all honesty, but overall, it looks much better, especially on the mobile version as well. The mobile version looks way more user-friendly, in my opinion, and from what I've understood with this new recent algorithm update, that has become top and center in terms of importance to the Google algorithm, is not just the whole, what was that called? EEAT, if I recall. The old SEO strategy, let me see. Or maybe it's just EAT, let's see. It's either EEAT or just EAT. Yeah, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. This, while it still remains true, it's not nearly as important as user experience overall. Google wants it to be, dare I say, I guess more concise would probably be the right. Well, I don't want to say shorter form content, because not always is shorter form content going to be better. But like we just showed, by shortening up all of this stuff here, I will be very interested to see, how our rankings on these pages start changing over the coming weeks to month or so from now. Let's see. That's my mentality, to be honest. I love pest control. I'm 20. Oh yeah, man, so young, and I'm only 26. So I was literally in your shoes. I got in the pest control industry right around when I was 20, turning 21 is when I got into the industry. Let's see. Definitely want to wait a few years and have some money fall back on. Yeah, and like I said, that's definitely ideal. Even I always say I took the company from zero. Of course, it wasn't zero. I cashed out a 401k that had just $3,000 to $4,000 in it. I sold a car that I had a bunch of equity in. I say a bunch, walked away with something like $8,000 or something like that, $7,000, $8,000. Pretty much I was right around $10,000 that I had, but I didn't have any money to fall back on really in terms of living money. Of course, my wife thankfully had just gone back to work 1 or 2 months before I lost my job at Terminex and, had to jump out and start my own. So luckily we at least had her income coming in. If it was just me, I would have been in a tough spot. There's no denying that. I'll forever be grateful that everything worked out the way it did, that my wife did have a job in place. And of course, like I said, that $10,000, that was, back in 2020, $10,000 was still, $10,000 even today is still a good little chunk of change, but it got you even further back in 2020, of course. 10,000 then is 8,000 today with the crazy inflation we've had. But you know, like I said, you just want to have everything nice and calculated out. Ideally, at least 1 to 3 months of expenses at the minimum. And when I say expenses, this is where people get it twisted. They're like, oh, well, my budget right now is 10 grand a month, so I need $30,000 at the minimum, not including all my costs for equipment and this and that. And I'm like, $10,000? Like, no, 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 no. We're talking bare bones in terms of what we're going to survive off of. How much does it cost to keep the lights on, keep the gas bill if you have, gas heat or whatever, gas utilities, we'll just say, keep all the utilities running, pay the rent, put some food on the table. I don't care if it's ramen noodles for a little bit. What is the bare minimum that you need to survive? That is what I base that savings off of. So, for us at that time, it was something like, like I said, it kind of changed with my wife starting to go back to work back then. But our cost of living, we had a very, good deal on a townhome. We were only paying like $1,200 a month for. Only utility we were responsible for was electric and our internet, that type of thing. So our overall cost of living was relatively low. It was only around maybe, $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So with my wife working, the bills were almost virtually, not entirely paid after taxes and whatnot, but close enough to where that first month or two, I was able to virtually reinvest almost everything back into the company. Once we rolled into like February, I want to say, is when I really started, kind of taking a little bit of money out of the company. But it's a journey for sure. Constantly looking at budgets and spreadsheets that first. That never really ends, in all honesty, but specifically that first few months in business, like you're just constantly, okay, where's our personal budget at? Okay, like where's the business at? Okay, we need $100. Can we pull 100 from the business? Like you're just literally, making it work, right? Website looks great. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. It's a work in progress. That's the one thing I always tell people as well. You can have a great looking website, but if Google doesn't like something about it, ding, like good luck. Like that's why we're always constantly working on it. My wife came in earlier. She was like, "You're doing the most," and I was like, "What am I going to do? Pay somebody else $3,000 to $5,000 a month to do it? Like we don't really have the funds to do that right now." So someone actually asked that on here on YouTube earlier. Trying to find the question real quick. Where did it go? Give me just a second. I'm trying to pull this up. I want to shout out whoever it was that asked. I think it's a newer viewer. Daniel Anda. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Daniel Anda said, "Do you think hiring a web developer is the best route for a website?" And what I told him was, of course, if you have the money to do so, then why not? But, there's a flip side to that coin where, like I told him, I said, I believe personally, early in your journey, you should try to submerge yourself as a business owner into literally every aspect of the business possible, until at least the business is making enough money to cash flow that. Like, even if you have the money to do that day one, I don't know that's necessarily even the best idea, because if you're planning on being the long-term active CEO, you want to kind of not necessarily have your hands on everything, but when you're first starting out, you're in that startup phase and you've never had experience owning or running a business before, like it's not a bad idea for you to submerge yourself into every aspect of the business. That way, whenever you do start to grow and, people start taking over, you can tell if they're competent in, marketing, or competent in blog writing, competent in marketing, just overall content creation, and sales and follow up, just every individual aspect of the business. When you have been there, done that, you've been around the block, and not to say everything, but you at least know enough to where, like I said, you're not just totally incompetent, and employees, vendors, things of that nature can take advantage of you because they can tell, hey, this dude doesn't know shit about this, right? So like I said, it's kind of a catch-22. If you have the money to do so, go for it. But if nothing else, go for it with caution. That was kind of my opinion on that. And he liked my response, so I'd assume he kind of agrees with that as well. And by the way, I see we're like right up on the edge of 2,300 subscribers. I don't know how many of y'all are tuning in right now. I know we're kind of late night here. We got one or two of y'all in here right now, it looks like. Shout out to y'all, by the way. Like I said, I know it's late night. Probably not going to be a lot of people tuning in this evening. But if you're new and you haven't already subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe. Hit the bell icon, like the stream, all that good fun stuff. So we're at like 2298 or something like that. Well, we're right at 2,300 subs. It's awesome. Just see how many people want to start a pest control business. I never thought that my YouTube channel is going to be me kind of just documenting my pest control journey of all things. I wish that I had started documenting it literally day one. Because for those of you that don't know, like I said, I started the business back in 2020. I posted a little update video. What was it? When was that video? 2021, I want to say. I can find out here in like 2 seconds for you guys. Where is it? Yep. I posted the video called How I Grew. I'm trying to get it here. Like how I grew my pest control business to a 6-figure company. My first year in business. When was that? Summer of 2022. So just over about a year and a half ago, roughly. I posted that video and it just kind of took off. I mean, it's still getting like roughly 10 to 30 views a day still. Even to this day, it's got like 8,000 views, 240 subscribers gained from that video alone to date so far. I never thought, in all honesty, like I was just kind of updating. I already had like 1,000 subs at the time, and I was like, man, I feel bad. I kind of ghosted them. I want to give them some kind of update video, just letting them know what's going on. I've just been busy, this and that. And that video just, I randomly checked my analytics like 2-3 months down the road, and I noticed that I'd gained a good amount of subscribers, like 50 to 100 since I had last looked. And I was like, that's odd. I was like, I haven't really been gaining a whole lot lately because I haven't been posting. And started looking at things and saw that there was a lot of comments, a lot of likes, shares, and it wasn't even that great of a video either, in my opinion. Like, I go back and look at it and I'm like, this video isn't even good. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of y'all that want to start a pest control business, and it's just cool to see, some of this stuff resonate with you guys. Did you like Terminex? I had an interview and never heard back from the guy, but got a good gig with a local company. In all honesty, local company would probably be fine for you. Terminex is not, I always tell everyone, like, Terminex is definitely not the worst company in the world. They pay, specifically the pest control technicians get paid very well, with how their pay structure is set up. My brother, for example, he still works for Terminex right now, and he's only worked there for like, about 2 years now, roughly 1 to 2 years. And this year he's going to make, if I recall, somewhere around like $70,000, maybe $80,000, as a 22, 23-year-old, high school diploma, no college, having just dude like me. Technically, I got him on a 1-up on the college. I at least went for 6 weeks. But, yeah, I mean, you make good money. They have decent benefits. Could be better, in my opinion. At least, this was 3-4 years ago now. But could have changed, obviously. But could have some slightly better benefits. If they cut out 80% of the corporate BS, it'd be arguably one of the best places in the country to work for. And that's me being completely honest. If they literally just cut out 70-80% of that corporate BS, and I say 70 to 80 because, of course, you're always going to have some corporate BS, or at least what employees see as corporate BS. Like, the more that I own my business, the more that I actually start to kind of see from Terminex's point of view why they focus on this, why they focus on that. But there's still a lot of it that is very unnecessary. They have a lot of management positions that are super unnecessary. And if we ever have a huge economic contraction, I bet that's going to break very quickly. But, like I said, it's definitely, if I were to rate it on a scale 1 to 10, 1 being like worst place ever to work, 10 being just, like I said, the absolute best, I would probably say around a 7, in all honesty. Maybe, 7.5, 7 to 8, 7.5. Like I said, I mean, there's definitely things that could be better, but I've worked at places that make Terminix look like a diamond. So, I'm not necessarily, I definitely do not like them in terms of obviously how my situation was handled. And I mean, I don't hold no grudges because everything happens for a reason. It worked out great for me and all that. But, thank you, Jesus and God, and, Holy Spirit for that, of course. But, like I said, I've definitely worked jobs way, way, way worse than Terminix. But I oftentimes hear from people that working for I hear, I say that, but I hear both sides. I hear some people say, oh yeah, working for the mom and pop shops, way better than Terminix, Orkin, all that type of stuff. And then I hear occasionally some people say, no, the mom and pop shops, they suck to work for. There's no benefits, no work-life balance, this and that and the other. So to me, it depends on the person too. But yeah. As a tech where I work, I give quotes and do services, so I have experience in both. That's great. Do you think that'll be helpful starting a business? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, even like at Terminix, I did sell a couple times, like when people would just be walking down the road and they'd ask for a card, I would sell them right then and there. But usually you just turn in a lead, to the sales team and whatnot, and they would handle it from there, and then you'd get a little kickback for turning that lead in. And even that alone, that even helped me because a lot of times I go to a customer's house, see where a squirrel had chewed on an eave or something, around the roof return area, point it out to them, sell them, because you're still selling them on, hey, you're selling that inspection. They know what you mean by, I can have the inspector come out, right? They know that, oh yeah, he's going to, sell me something, right? So you're selling first and foremost this inspection, right? And that alone helped me big time. So, I mean, the fact that you are actually giving quotes, selling, it sounds like fairly often, that's going to help you big time for sure. Because even for me, that was kind of a little hurdle that I had to jump, was figuring out, I thought it was just going to be black and white. I'm selling quarterly services only, maybe monthly if they want it. Of course, commercial services is its own separate beast, but I just thought it was going to be super black and white, like what I was, used to seeing at Terminix primarily. Of course, the one-time services as well. But then reality showed up, and I learned within my first couple calls that, sometimes people don't want or need, pest control. Maybe they just have a minor mouse or rat problem they just want you to solve real quick and move on their merry way after that. And that's fine. You cater to the customer's needs. Some money is better than no money at the end of the day, as long as you're making, your target profit and all that type of stuff, of course. But yeah, that was a big thing for me, was just, learning real quick that it's not as black and white as what at least what I thought as a pest technician working at Terminix. By the way, those of you that are in Texas, you probably know about this water, Roxanne. I'm kind of split on this whole bottle cap situation they got. So for those of you that aren't in Texas, this is like a Texas water brand. Totally off topic, I know. But it's kind of, it's bugging me, not going to lie. So I thought it was a great idea because this isn't a traditional twist bottle cap. It snaps on. And then, to take a drink, you just pull it. You can have it like that if you want, but it actually clicks to where you just kind of have it just kind of resting there. Take your drink and then pop it back. I'm kind of torn on it. When it works, like this one's working perfectly right now, it works. But then sometimes I'll get caps that just, it won't snap back on properly. One thing I found out the hard way last night was do not try to open it with one hand when it's full. Because I did that, and of course you grip it and just freaking water splashed everywhere. It was a mess. Like I said, totally off topic, but definitely interesting. Let's see. Do you have a preferred rodent bait? I have two that we primarily use. We use Generation Mini blocks. They tend to work pretty good to great on rats, I notice. And then Contract all weather blocks, I believe. They're like blue colored blocks. They're kind of bigger. They're bigger than the mini blocks. They're about, an inch, maybe 2 inch, somewhere around there. Size block, on a bar, if you're putting it on the bar. With Generation Mini blocks, you can fit 4 to 5 on one bar, or with these Contract blocks, you can only fit 2 on there. So it's a pretty good size block. Those tend to work great on mice, from my experience. With rats, very hit or miss. Sometimes it works great on rats. Other times rats won't touch it. You can practically, and I've done this before, you can even like lace it with some peanut butter or some jam or something, and they still won't touch it. So with rats, it's a little more hit or miss from my experience. But yeah, those are the two that we tend to use. We try to keep them both on the truck pretty much all year round. I say that, and right now all I have is Contract all weather blocks. In January, I'm probably going to buy some more Generation Mini blocks. But yeah, those are the two that we tend to go with the most. I guess I can, while I'm on here, just kind of show you guys kind of how we go in here. Yeah, I'm going to leave because I haven't edited anything. And hopefully the stream quality is doing all right, because I can tell that my computer is lagging just a little bit, at least in terms of, on WordPress. So let's see. Next one that I'll address is my Garland, Texas page. Yeah, this is going to suck, because I'm going to have to eventually go through every single page on each city. Dallas, Texas, Murphy, Garland, Frisco, Plano, Richardson, Rockwall. I've already done Rowlett, and I've done Saxe. But Wiley, Roy City, I'm going to have to go through all of these and do these mass edits. And technically, if you wanted to have your silo structure messed up, you could just create a reusable block. But since we like having a silo structured website, we're not able to really utilize the whole, reusable block situation, unfortunately. So how we're going to do this, add a block. Service section. Go into here. That's what we use as well for mice. Tirade also works great, but don't pull it out unless the infestation is terrible. Huh, that's good to know. And what area are you in, by the way? So how we go and set this up here. First thing I do is copy that. Actually, we want to narrow this down to one column, because that was one issue. For those of you that seen my video from last night, you saw that I got kind of pissed off at what I was having to do here, because it was looking god awful. And what I found out is I need to have this set up for just one column, per row, essentially. So we're just going to copy that first little area, paste that. Need to change our icon, upload, clear that out. And let's see, we just need ant. And the key with this is having the pixels no bigger than around where this one is, 300-ish by 150. Because that's another thing that can kind of mess up your, what's the word I'm looking for? I did not mean to do that. To do this, it can mess it up, the view, especially on the mobile side of things. So I have to go in here and put our link. And what that is for, when it says link right here, is for this arrow. So when people hit the arrow, it'll take them, of course, to the website or to that web page. Sorry about that. You're in the northeast. Oh, yeah. So you probably deal with quite a bit of rat activity. You probably deal with quite a bit of rat activity as well, I'd imagine. So this is going to end up being white. And I know you can't see it right now. But give it, not border. Where am I at? There we go. Solid. We like this dark green. Now we just need to edit the hovering background. I just like both of them to stay the same personally. You know, you can make it red if you wanted to. Well, I guess you got to pick it first. You can make it red if you wanted to. Whatever color you wish, you know, blue. You know, me personally, I just like to keep them both the same. I don't really care for all that. Just try to keep it simple. So, ant control garland, we got our button, got our little description. Boom, there's the first one. So now I can take all this and delete. And then, yeah, I just got to kind of do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I should probably put some music on for you all. This is like an actual stream where you're actually watching me do stuff instead of me just talking the whole time like usual. Honestly, have like 3 rat accounts, mostly mice. Oh, that's interesting. I guess you're probably not in like a city area like New York or anything, like New York City or anything. So background green, hover, green, that icon. This is about bed bugs. So upload. Clear that. And we clear that because that'll actually mess with our picture as well. Which one do I want? That one. Oh yeah, I gotta edit that. Oh yeah, we gotta still put the link text. What is going on? There we go. Link that. Background. Boom. What else? Color. Description. And we want white. Ta-da! There's another one. So, as you can see, I mean, if you set this up kind of the quote-unquote right way, and of course there's other plugins, other ways that you can go about like doing this type of setup. This one is just a free plugin on WordPress that's very, as you can tell, pretty easy to use overall once you kind of figure it out. And that's what we're kind of going for. You can make it a carousel, you know, if you wanted to. But this tends to do the trick. hopefully, like I said, hopefully that stream quality is doing all right for you guys right now. So we got a couple y'all in here. And of course, if you have any questions about like what we got going on here, what I'm doing, you know, why I'm doing it, all that good stuff, just let me know. We're just, like I said, making some pretty big updates to our website this evening. And it's probably going to go on for the next month, roughly. That's the other thing. When it comes to doing this website stuff, and even me, I get caught up with this. Like, don't think you need to get it all done in one day, right? Because Google's bots, they're not even going to crawl, you know, your whole website overnight or anything like that. So, you know, don't stress out. You know, obviously you want to get that work done. The sooner the better, right? But don't allow it to, like, you know, stress you out or anything like that. Oh, we still gotta edit that. Fuck. Let's see. Where am I? There we go. So, in the last couple minutes, we have our ant control summarized. We got our bedbug treatment. We got our cockroach control garland. So we got those done. And you could even make this, you know, even less, right? You know, sometimes what people do is they'll just do one for, you know, monthly pest control, quarterly pest control, commercial pest control. You know, they'll kind of just list their more narrowed down treatments. It's not as SEO friendly, but, you know, you could go that route as well. Let's see, what is this? Why can't I see? Can't even see the whole thing. Oh, commercial pest control. Got a long day tomorrow. I'll watch the rest of it when you upload it. Oh, yeah, no, I appreciate you tuning in, Savzo. And like I said, hopefully I've been pronouncing your name right. Oh, yeah, you're on the East Coast. Hell, it's about midnight there. Yeah, I was up till, and it'll be uploaded. Usually it takes a little bit for YouTube to process a live or whatever, but it'll be here for you tomorrow. Yeah, I was up last night until, man, what was it, about 3:30 in the morning? So I know how that goes. It made today very fun. In all honesty, I should probably be getting ready for bed too. Go ahead and open that back up. Yeah, man, you're pronouncing it correctly. No one does, though. Oh, man, that's surprising, then, to be honest, because I'm usually awful at pronunciations. Let's see. No one does, though. Just an old gamer tag of mine. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, have a good night, man. Let's see. Where we at? Go ahead and do this before I forget. Guess I could, speaking of gamer tag, get some music going in the background for you all. Let's see. Pest control. Link settings. Man, I didn't realize how loud that was. Got that. Got that. Got that. And of course, if any of y'all are tuning in right now and you have any questions, as always, do not hesitate to drop it in the chat box. Oops. Damn it. I didn't mean to do that. shit sucks. I'm not gonna lie. This is my least, absolutely least favorite part of owning a business. I'm good at doing this shit, but man, I can't stand doing it. Alright, so we got that taken care of. And I just delete them one by one as they get completed. That way, you know, I know where we're at. Trying to find some background music for you all, because I know there's going to be moments where I'm not talking. Here we go. Peaceful, instrumental, Christmas music. Hopefully it's not that annoying kind. We'll see. Let's see. So we got commercial, and that's the other thing too. I'm not listing every single one like I was. I'm just kind of listing the most important ones that people tend to search for the most search volume. Ant control, bed bug, cockroach, commercial. Next will probably be mosquito. So we got that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Pull that back up. Background, color, green. I wish I could just, with one button, make them both the same. Icon. Upload. Mosquito control. Oh yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about my link. So dumb that like you can post the link in here, but you still have to, for your button to work. I get it though. Boom. Color, make that white. Alright, and then there's the mosquito control. And like I said, I mean, it's very easy stuff to do. Just, my God, it's so boring. Get all this out of here. Do I have a... Yeah, I do have a termite on. Add new service. When it comes to termite control, yeah, I'll take that. Take that. Take that. Boom. Yeah, this is what I've been doing practically all evening. I took a little break to go to a little bookstore down here in Texas called Half Price Books. Got my daughter a couple books and things like that. Got me a couple Bibles. I always like having a couple different Bibles on hand. One of them was pretty cool, actually. It has like 4 translations in one Bible. I've never seen something like that before. I forget which versions off the top of my head. I think it was King James Version, the NLT, the NIV, then I forget the third one. Or I mean the fourth one. Let's see. Let's see, so we gotta edit this. What does it mean by repeat? No, forget that. Green. Hover. Green. And there is the termite one. Let me take a break for a second. Just see if y'all have any questions. Nothing so far. Like I said, hopefully the stream quality 2 is doing all right for you guys. Oh man, we lost all of you. Y'all don't like it when I'm actually quiet and working, do you? Yeah, I didn't know for sure. I was just trying this out more than anything. Because I know me personally, I wish that someone had done this that I could find on YouTube. Do I really not have a wildlife page made yet? What is this one? Oh, it's flea control. That's unbelievable. I guess I'll just make a general wildlife removal one. Yeah, I'll just call it wildlife removal garland. Let's see. So we'll do this. This is where I'm going to get a little bit creative. We're going to take that copy, paste it. When it comes to wildlife removal and garland, dealing with unwanted wildlife on your property. Come here. From squirrels and possums to mice and rats. Can be challenging, potentially dangerous situation. Contact us today to take your home back from these pesky rodents. Alright, so we don't have a link right now. What do I want to link to? Because I did not realize we don't have a rodent page whatsoever right now. That's kind of frustrating. Guess we'll come back to the link part. Get everything else set up first. Oops. Green. Go ahead and make both white since we don't have a link right now. Oh, there we go. Technically, I could put some additional CSS to delete that button, but I'm going to leave it for now because probably tomorrow I'll make just like a generic wildlife removal for Garland, Texas page. I'll come back into this and hyperlink it. That's going to be the plan for now. Yeah, I didn't know we never got around to making that page. Upload. Let's see. That'll work. So now we can take and just get rid of that altogether. We're going to get rid of that one altogether as well. Gonna make some adjustments here. Come on now. Put that down there. Oh, I'm so thirsty tonight. Get that deleted. Matter of fact, this will go down below. Yeah, below that. We'll take a look at it here in a second. Alright, got that adjusted. Well, we are the best pest control company in Garland. Can delete that. Yeah, I'm to the point anymore. I'm not really taking rank maths, SEO score too much into consideration. All these SEO tools, like, they're good guides to help kind of keep you on track, but you don't necessarily want to, let's see, pest control Garland, pest control Garland, nah, we don't need that twice. Garland pest control. Yeah, we don't need that twice. No, we don't need that many times. So another thing that we'll do is ant control Garland. What else? What other services do we have? Ant control. Ant control, commercial pest control. Usually you only want about 5 keywords as well. Cockroach control, Garland. Mosquito control, Garland. Termite treatment, Garland. Alright, so we got our keywords. I could do the wildlife, but I'll wait on that for now. Let's see. Oh, is that pest control Garland? What we got? Pest control Garland, Texas, your go-to exterminators in Garland. Pest Control Garland, Texas. That'll work. So we're going to go ahead and update that. And then we'll view the page, show you guys kind of what we're working with now, the new updated version of this page. Chances are we'll probably even make somewhat of an update to the title page, is what I like to refer to this as. Oh, hold up. What's going on? Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, did that not stick? So, why are we the best pest control company in Garland? List of the services. And our general pest control plans. Testimonials. Service area zip codes. Footer. Boom. Simple as that. So, that's another one on its way. Like I said, not perfect. We still need to make a specific wildlife removal page under the Garland, Texas area. One thing we do need to do is these pages that we updated tonight. Instant index. Instant index. And instant index. Because, yeah, we got 3 of them done tonight. And I guess I could show you guys while we're at it our Google ad landing page that we got. Because I might even want to make some tweaks to that, as a matter of fact. Where is it? This one right here. Take a second to load it up. Let's see. So we're creating some urgency. Hurry, only 6 spots left on the schedule at this rate. Get your first service $67. Get this out of the way so y'all can see everything. Just a quick little lead capture form, just asking for bare basics. What's your name, phone number, email, zip code. When it comes to Google ad, not just Google ads, of course, but any advertising campaign, when you have a form that you want them to fill out, you want to make it as frictionless as possible, is what I have found. I've even debated, taking off the zip code, taking off the last name. All we really need is the first name, phone number, email, boom. I'll let you guys know, if we make any updates to that. But, the thing is you just keep it simple. Like, these landing pages don't have to be groundbreaking stuff. Like, immediately after our, capture form, lead capture form, we got some reviews. That way they can see that, hey, we're legit. Here's, half a dozen to a dozen reviews, where they're from, all that stuff. Just a quick little about us, your obvious choice for your needs. I'm probably going to get rid of that. We don't need all that mumbo jumbo. I don't need this either, as a matter of fact. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. Because no one really cares about none of this stuff. I can see why now we've been getting... I've been wondering, with this ad, I've been getting some forms from our Contact Us page. Didn't realize that we had our contact page linked in here. So this is telling me that people are reading through this. Like, they see kind of, okay, here's the offer. We see your reviews. We want to see about you. And then they're liking what they're seeing. And then they're, hitting that Contact Us. So I'm going to leave this stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and update that. All the other stuff was kind of just unnecessary stuff. Let them know that, you know, hey, we're in this and that and the other. Speaking of which, go ahead and click out of that real quick. One thing that we just found out about that I'm probably going to do a video about very soon for you guys. I got a lot of video ideas that I got to get pumping out for you guys over the coming weeks. We found out about Microsoft Clarity. If you don't know what Microsoft Clarity is, most of it is free. There are paid options and a paid version that you can go with as well. But for example, I'm trying to find something that's not me, like this 40 minutes one. That's me. That's me again, I believe. Yes, that's me. I don't know if that was me or not. Let's take a look. This may not be me, actually. It says one live user right now. I think that was from me just a second ago. Go back. Oops. So if you are going to be tuning in or you end up watching this live stream, you know, after it goes from a live to a video, you're going to get some early insight on Microsoft Clarity. This is a game-changing tool in terms of figuring out what you can take out of a page. Because like we said, if the new Google algorithm update is about, you know, the customer experience, you're going to want to pay attention to this stuff. I feel like this was from me. Let me pull up my Google ad as well. Come on now. Hope everything's doing all right. Everything's just taking forever to load tonight. So when did we get a click? We got, it said 5 to 6 p.m. So let's see. That may be a legit click then. Yeah, 5:06 p.m. They didn't really do nothing though once they clicked. So see what's happening? You can see when they're scrolling. See those little red dots? That's where they're literally, it's letting me know that they, you know, were using the mobile version on an Android phone. Let's watch that again. So scroll. It looked like they had hit the contact us, but who knows? So that was one example. Let's see. This one was only 10 seconds. This is going to be ultra short. Looks like someone might have clicked on it on accident, potentially. What else do we got? Here's one from yesterday from a iPhone. So, did they call us? I couldn't tell. I saw where they clicked. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that was one that did result in a call lead yesterday. So that is, so yeah, I mean, this is a very, very cool tool. If you guys are not using this, like drop everything, go to Microsoft Clarity. It's free. Super easy to add to your website. Everyone's doing this now. Like, that's why whenever you see on like practically every website you go on where you have to like accept or deny cookies, that's what this is. Like, this is what it's referring to, because you're literally able to track, where everything, where are they, what am I trying to say? Like, where are they scrolling? Like, you're able to see everything. And this is another example of something that's pretty cool. Heat map. So this is telling you what people are, clicking on the most whenever they're, on a certain page. So it all for me is mostly up top. This is the last 3 days specifically. Let's do the last 7 days. See if that changes anything. Yeah. I mean, like I said, guys. I mean, this tool is great. It is amazing. A lot of good information to see there. So, as for, by the way, Google Ad progress for today, and the CTR on Exterminator, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 6, I believe, is 16.67. So the exact search terms were Exterminator, Pest Control Services. Don't see the other one for some reason. Let's see, our balance is up to 126. I don't think we got a lead today. Oh, we did get one, actually. Did we? Let me actually double check. I don't know if that was from the ad off the top of my head. Where's my conversions? There we go. Okay, so no conversions today. It's been a slow start to the week, in all honesty. We can even do Sunday to Tuesday. We did have a conversion or two Sunday, I believe. We'll find out here. So we had 3 conversions. Yeah, 3 were on Sunday. Right? Or 2. Yeah, 2 on Sunday, 1 yesterday, none today. Oddly enough, we spent the most money today. We only paid about $104, $105 for 3 conversions, which is not bad. I mean, that's what, around $35 roughly, per conversion. But then you have a day like today where you spend the most money and you got nothing out of it. But we're still early on and running this campaign too. One thing that I will, and I know this is kind of off topic for what we've been doing today. I'm just done working on the website for tonight. Sometimes you just gotta call it a day. What I will end up doing, I forgot when we even started running this campaign, about a month ago now. So, what I will start tracking slowly but surely is a couple things. One, what ages, genders, all that are, giving us the highest, CTR, giving us especially our conversions, definitely seems to be, people in their 20s and 30s and, about as expected. So we might go in there and edit our audience to very heavy between like 25 and 45. Not saying that's what I'm doing for sure, but just something to keep an eye on. What else am I keeping an eye on? Thought there was something about time of day. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So which days are we getting the most conversions? which day and hour. Looks like Saturday specifically from 12 to 1 so far seems to be the busiest by far. Are there certain hours of the day in general? 12 to 1 makes sense, right? 8 to 9 a.m. early in the morning, people getting ready to go for work. 12 to 1, lunch hour. And then, of course, you're getting off from work, getting home, and you see some bugs, that kind of thing. You can do the same thing with clicks. When are we getting, what days are we getting the most clicks? Not a surprise. The day that's giving us the most conversions, also getting the most clicks. Tuesday, again, like today, we had 3 clicks, but didn't lead to nothing. So that's why I don't really like to focus on just clicks. I like focusing on, specifically those conversions, because conversions can really kind of clarify everything for you. And then also what we'll start focusing on now that we're getting close to a month is, what search terms are doing the best for us. Are we maybe under bidding on those? And if so, maybe do some adjustments. And maybe there's some that, we might need to look at figuring out why the CTR is so low. And, do we maybe back off on that search term a little bit? Maybe make our, cost per bid a little bit lower. That's the beauty of Google Ads. You can go in there and just really hyper tune and hyper focus every little search term, audiences, all that type of stuff. So yeah, like I said, I got definitely some update videos and just things to, like I said, help you all with starting and growing your business, not just pest control business owners and things like that, but any type of service business owner. I think, of course, all this will definitely benefit you all that we got coming down the pipeline at the end of the day. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. I know it's kind of a little bit later than usual and definitely a little bit different type of a stream. Hopped on here and showed you guys just what it's like going in and grinding on the website and all that type of stuff. If you have any questions, of course, once this goes from a live to a video, feel free to drop it in the comments below. I try to check those at least once every day to 3 days roughly. Sometimes comments get shuffled down whenever a lot of people are commenting at once, but usually with time, I'll get to your comment, and I try to answer everybody's questions on the live streams as well. So if you're not already subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way you don't miss those live streams, videos, shorts, all that good stuff. By the way, if you're not following on TikTok already, do me a favor. My TikTok is in my LinkTree in the description box. We're slowly but surely chugging towards 1,000 of you over there. That way we can go live on TikTok as well for everybody. But until next time, guys, have a great night. And if I don't see you all in a live stream or anything before the holiday, then have a Merry Christmas. And I will see you on the next one.